Good evening, Lake Orion. God, I'm doing the intro again for the second straight week. I'm your host, and I'm between an Avalanche fan and some guy who's going to miss the playoffs. Welcome to the show. Of course, I'm here with an Avalanche fan and a guy who's not going to make the playoffs.
You already said that. You sound like a broken record.
I'm not a broken record.
You're a broken record.
I'm not a broken record.
Is he a broken record?
You're going to be one-on-one me dinner. No.
He's not a broken record?
No, he's not a broken record. Okay, now we got our first topic here today.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You shut your mouth.
We got our first topic today is the NCAA Tournament. Of course, we've had a lot of crying brackets. I bet you all three of us picked Michigan State to win the national championship. I know I did. I know you did. I know Anthony did, and they were upset by Middle Tennessee State in the first round. Middle Tennessee State in the first round, 90-81.
They were upset by a guy named Kermit and
Kermit and Giddy. Yeah.
Dear
They
Lord.
hit 12 threes against Michigan State. Are you
They
kidding?
couldn't miss a shot.
They couldn't miss a shot. They were down 17-2 to start the game. What's your guys' thoughts on this upset? Anthony, you're first because you know upsets. You were part of an upset. Well, Middle Tennessee State did what they were supposed to do, which is what you're supposed to do on the road for an upset is you have to shoot a high shooting percentage. Then you have to defend, and you have to rebound, and you have to be tough. Middle Tennessee State did all three of those things, and that's why they won the game over Michigan State. They also defended, they rebounded. They also shot a high percentage. They controlled tempo. They dictated the pace. That early start certainly helped, and you got to give Middle Tennessee State credit. They were the better team that day. Ian Weatherspoon, what's your thoughts about the upset?
Middle Tennessee didn't miss. They just didn't miss. State couldn't get stops, hence they didn't miss. Too many State turnovers. I mean, how many times was there traveling called on State? I mean, come on.
Didn't feel like the officiating was a little bit suspect?
That was the other thing is Middle Tennessee would get a lot of foul calls, and they'd hit those shots, and they'd hit their and one.
But when you look at Michigan State, you know what I mean? This is the second time this season they allowed 90 points. Of course, Oakland was the first opponent to do that.
Yeah. They allowed 90?
Yeah, they allowed 90.
That is
so
true.
When you look at this Michigan State team, what will be remembered of the Spartan team? Because there were a lot of negativity surrounding this team. I mean, you look at the Big Ten championship that they won, but you look at this team, Middle Tennessee State got everything. But could you just tell that the rebounding battle, Middle Tennessee State won the rebounding battle.
10 offensive rebounds.
10 offensive rebounds. Anthony, what's your thoughts on Middle Tennessee offensive control on the glass against the Tom Izzo team who prides his team on rebounding?
I was shocked. I mean, you can't deny Michigan State's bread and butter is their toughness and their rebounding.
They got punched.
And Middle Tennessee State controlled tempo. They defended. They rebounded. But also they controlled the tempo of the game. They got the offensive rebounds. They were the quicker team. And Michigan State was a little bit shell-shocked.
Their attitude to start that game, I didn't care for it.
It was very shell-shocked. I think when you go into the NCAA tournament, I think Michigan State might have underestimated Middle Tennessee State a little bit based upon their successes against mid-major teams. Albeit Oakland gave them quite a scare at the Palace of the Auburn Hills.
Saw that.
But I would say that it is very possible that the players might have underestimated Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, yeah.
And and I also said this too. Middle Tennessee State had nothing to lose. When you look at Middle Tennessee State, they were not projected to go far. They were not projected to win. And even though there's a lot more parity, Middle Tennessee State won about 25, 26 games going into the NCAA tournament. I mean, it just tells you the parity of college basketball and to not underestimate anyone based on seeds and based on numbers.
Ian, the attitude of this game. You said that Michigan State's body language was not there. Go into more detail about that.
Well, going into the game, they, I think, will learn from this because Izzo's never been upset like that. You know,
do you guys?
He's lost to a couple mid-major teams. He's lost to George
has,
Mason,
but
he's
never,
lost to Hampton.
never a 2-15 type. You know, Duke suffered to Lehigh a few years ago. But
Hampton,
the thing
Iowa
is,
State.
the thing is, you can't in March Madness in that one-and-done tournament with teams flying all over the country. You cannot expect anything because nothing's given.
No.
Upsets happen all the time.
Do you guys think this is Tom Izzo's worst loss as coach of Michigan State?
This is not a matter of opinion. That's a fact.
Anthony?
It is.
I would say.
Come on, Ant.
Come on, Ant.
Come on, Ant.
I wish not to speak on it.
I think it was. But when you look at, and I think this was Tom Izzo's worst loss because, he's had some losses where he lost to, I think it was Fairfield. Was it? They lost to somebody. Texas, San Antonio was one they lost to. I think that was the worst loss. No offense to Middle Tennessee State, because Middle Tennessee State, of course, won the conference tournament. Conference USA.
I got to ask you guys a question about this game. Multiple times, the announcers said Middle Tennessee State can't hit free throws. They're one of the worst free throw shooting teams.
They hit free throws.
Well, here's the thing. They hit the free throws, but they were getting
They were dribble driving.
They were getting their points. They were getting the foul called.
They penetrated, dribble drived all over Michigan State.
Why, though, 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, why was Izzo not fouling sooner? At the start of the possession. And why were they not committing harder fouls?
I don't know.
Why were they giving them a chance to even score a basket?
I don't know. It's
At that point,
Underestimating that team, underestimating Middle Tennessee State.
they did, and they didn't adjust in time because that game.
They didn't adjust. They didn't play well.
There were a lot of commercials at the beginning, but that game got out of hand.
Right.
State didn't even come out after halftime.
Didn't even show up.
They started their first possession
Any
after the
final
half
thoughts, gentlemen?
with a turnover.
Shocking. Sad. They're gone. They're done. All right, everybody. We'll be right back to Between Taorminas on our Media Television.
When I'm in Lake Orion and I want to catch up on sports, I watch Between Taorminas.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas. Of course, we have the most important topic of discussion in this next segment, which is the Stanley Cup playoff chase. Of course,
You're supposed to save that for the third segment.
Of course, we know eventually that this is the big. Of course, the Colorado Avalanche are in a playoff race with the Minnesota Wild, whereas Ian's Detroit Red Wings are in a playoff race with the Philadelphia Flyers, with Philly having, I think, 3 games in hand. Two games in hand on Detroit. And, of course, the Dallas Stars, if they can win Tuesday night against Chicago, will be in the playoffs. So, Anthony, let's look at your situation with the Minnesota Wild. Describe your situation with them.
Well, the Avs have simply got to keep winning. If the Avs
You're
keep
only up
winning
1 point
and
in the standings.
the Minnesota Wild,
I call them the crybabies of the league, but carry on.
that team makes me sick. No offense to the Wings, but the Wild make me sick.
I know.
None taken.
All the Avs have got to do is keep controlling the pace of
And win.
They got it. That's what it comes down to. If you win, because the Wild are going to try to catch you.
They got LA Tuesday night.
Yes, I know
Who,
they
Colorado
got
or the
Queens.
Wild?
Minnesota.
The Avalanche have the Flyers on Thursday. That could actually help your Wings out a little bit.
Speaking of,
cannot
thank you for that.
root
Speaking
for
of,
either team
speaking
there.
of the
Oh, God.
speaking of the Philadelphia Flyers, of course, you look at Claude Giroux. Of course, we all know there's a certain Philadelphia Flyers fan at Lake Orion High School
Yes, Mr.
who
Ceramic.
coaches Lake Orion baseball named Andy Ceramic. He knows that he knows to make the playoffs, he has to take out the streak. And you look at the streak right now, it could be in severe jeopardy. You know Detroit is up by 3 points, but Philly's got 2 games in hand. Ian, what is your thoughts about this playoff situation?
I'm not
that
worried
you're
about
in?
Philadelphia. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I want to catch the Islanders.
Why you want to catch the Islanders?
Because the Islanders are only a couple points ahead of us, and they are not a wild card team.
And you look at the New York Islanders
As a team that is kind of fluttering down the stretch here.
Of course, they had a bad loss to my Dallas Stars on Saturday night.
Thank you.
And you look at the Dallas Stars, of course,
I don't look at the
they
Dallas
win.
Stars.
If they win on Tuesday against Chicago,
They won't.
They will be in the playoffs.
Man, I cannot root for a single team we just mentioned here.
But here is the reason why. We're gonna say,
You can't
do you
even
think
root
the
for the
play
Wings?
of Jimmy
can
Howard?
root for the Wings.
Do you think the play of Jimmy Howard has definitely saved Detroit's season? What's your thoughts on that, on Jimmy Howard's play?
I think it really helps because, Mrazek was playing lights out. He was playing really well. You boys can't deny that. No one can deny it. He's hurt. He's sick, blah, 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 whatever. But you have a veteran like that coming off the bench, somebody that needs to prove himself, prove his worth, prove the contract he has. I think it's crucial. And I think it's a good position for both Howard and the Wings.
Anthony, on your Colorado Avalanche, do you think that there's starting to become a little goalie controversy between Varlamov
Patrick Waugh gonna play again?
and this rookie goalie that I've been hearing about? I think his name is Peter Baraka, I believe. Picard. Do you think Picard is ready to take over the reins of Varlamov, or do you think Varlamov is the number 1 goalie heading in the playoffs?
I
you
think
get
it's
there.
going to be Varley. I think if got to remember, if I make the playoffs, if the Avalanche
Huge if.
make the playoffs. Yeah, right now, unfortunately, it's a huge if because I got wild things to worry about.
Ian's got a huge if because here's the concern with you. Minnesota's got 9 left. You got 9 left.
Yes.
He's got 2 in hand with Philly. He's got 2 in hand on this guy. So basically, is you.
But Philadelphia and Pittsburgh play each other 2 more times, and the one team that helps is the Wings.
I hate both those teams.
Yep.
I hear you like both of them. But the thing is, it helps the Wings.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
And
I
of
mean,
course,
the
we
Penguins
know-
are too far ahead, I think.
We know Colorado and Philadelphia at the big hockey game on Thursday night. Which
Who are
is
you
gonna
going to
be-
root for?
Ian's going to have to root
I
for
choose
Colorado.
not to root.
You choose.
He's
not
going to have to root for Colorado. I mean,
Howard.
but when you look at
I'll root for Colorado for one reason. Andy Miller.
That's a good.
Not
choice.
Anthony Taormina.
Andy Miller's a good influence.
Yeah, he's
all right.
definitely good.
When you
influence.
look at, and of course, let's look at the Dallas Stars. Of course, Tyler Sagan's out 3 to 4 weeks with the
Oh, it's too bad.
Achilles injury a little bit, but he'll be back for the playoffs.
If you make it.
The Dallas Stars are in good position. I think the Dallas Stars will hold, and I think they're going to win the Central Division. I think Dallas is going to get a really
What
nice
about
seed.
St. Louis?
Well, I think St. Louis is a team. They're a good team, but I just think that they've had some pretty bad losses, some pretty ridiculed losses.
What about your game with Chicago?
That's a big game. I mean, Chicago, I know, is 3 points back.
Yeah, they won.
I still think the Stars will edge the Blackhawks tomorrow night because it's a big game for them, and I think they're going to get in the playoffs.
When are you going to thank me for Jim Nill?
I have thanked you for Jim Nill. But here's the thing.
When are you going to thank us for training him in the Red Wing way? So you
I don't thank
in
you at all for that. I don't thank you at all for that because you look at it here is Dallas is a really nice prospect system. Detroit's prospect system's running out of ammo.
No, they're not. They're just young.
And then you look at Colorado, whose prospect system, of course, they're all right. You know, they've had of course.
Hello? Nobody there.
But here's the thing.
That was a prospect line
when you
at the
look
Avalanche.
when you look at
Close.
the schedule coming up, of course, Colorado's got a very difficult conference, very difficult 9 games. Detroit's got a
Easy way. Cakewalk.
not exactly a cakewalk. You just survived your toughest test.
Got Tampa tomorrow.
Got Tampa tomorrow, which is going to be a fun game for you because you know
Stevie Y is going to help us out.
Bishop's going to be really upset
Why?
but then again, Tampa's had your number this year. What's your thoughts about having to play Tampa Bay?
I like it because for the past several years, the Red Wings have had to fight their way into the playoffs.
But if you make the playoffs, you know you're going to be looking at a clash with the Washington Capitals in the first round.
Not if we can pass the Islanders.
Well, that's a big if.
It is, but with 12 games, 11 or 12 games left, there's time to do that.
Like when you look at what the Minnesota Wild and Colorado Avalanche, then of course, you know, Colorado, I think Colorado's is in a much better position though than the Minnesota Wild. Even though that they have to play a tougher schedule, I still think they're going to get some key players back. Nathan McKinnon supposed to come back. Langsong I know is back for them now. They've been injury prone, but I just think that Colorado is in a better position though than Minnesota, I think, to make the playoffs. But when you look at Detroit, Philadelphia, Claude Giroux,
I'm scared of Claude Giroux. Yeah, right.
and of course, I think Detroit and Philly got to play one more time.
They do.
I believe at Joe Louis Arena.
They do.
Which that's going to be an absolutely monstrous game for you. And the last time Philadelphia played Detroit,
It wasn't a lot of fun.
we'll be right back with Between Taorminas on ONTV. Hello, Oakland County. It's the Sammy Taormina talking OA Now. In it, we'll talk various stories ranging from the state to Oakland County teams affecting the OAA. Catch us here on OA Now. Hello, Lake Orion. It's Anthony Taormina, co-host of Between Taorminas. I want to let you know of a new show called History Now. In it, we're going to talk about global, national, and political events that occur in our lifetime. We're going to also have guests and also have co-hosts as well, and also plenty of surprises. Catch us on History Now here on ONTV. Welcome back to Between Taorminas. Of course, we were not rudely interrupted, but we know deep down a Colorado Avalanche. When a Colorado Avalanche fan speaks, people listen. So, but we got a sport here, our great American pastime, baseball.
Now this is the best topic of the day.
But here is the reason why we're talking baseball, and it's not because of Ian's Kansas City Royals. It's because of Adam LaRoche. Of course, his son made headlines with the Chicago White Sox. Apparently, there's been a lot of people very upset with the White Sox organization. So, Anthony, what's your thoughts about Adam LaRoche? Because you've been very adamant about this topic.
Well, why don't you set it up and introduce the topic? People could just say Adam LaRoche. Well, he hit 207 last year. He sucks. Tell us what happened.
In this case, there has been some dissension between one of the conditions Adam LaRoche's contract had with the Chicago White Sox was to allow his son in the clubhouse and basically do stuff that is basically part of the team. And there had been some friction between White Sox management and Adam LaRoche, saying that part of the contract was never involved in it. And as a result, Adam LaRoche decided to retire, and preferring to spend more time with his son and his family. I mean, I can understand from the perspective of the father, wanting to spend more time with your kids, because you have so much you don't have a lot of time to value.
Sure.
But I do understand too, it's not very conventional to bring your son to work.
His son was always there.
Victor Martinez says it was his son.
He does, but I think the difference with Adam LaRoche is his kid was there all the time.
Right.
Road trips, home stands, now spring training. His son was constantly with Adam LaRoche. And so that is interesting because, I don't know, did you guys go to work with your dad 24/7?
No.
No. So it's a fine line. You know what I mean? So whose side are you on? Because apparently some White Sox players went to management. They got an issue with it, so then Kenny Williams, the president, had to say, hey, listen, Adam, can your son go home at some points? Can we scale it back? Maybe like Victor, his son or Miggy's kids, they're there sometimes.
Right.
They're not on the road, they're not on the plane, they're not there constantly.
I'm actually on the side of LaRoche here because of his dad.
Because
he's a dad. He's a dad. You know what I mean?
So
he's got to be there for his son. He's got to be there.
You think his son should be allowed there nonstop?
Absolutely. It's got to be a family-like environment.
It's tough because it's work.
It don't matter.
Well, it's tough because you need to focus on work when you're at work. It's hard. It's nice that baseball players have a lot of downtime and they can hang out with their kid and stuff, but when it's time to get to work, it seems like it was being an issue with other players and focusing and being professional.
It don't matter.
What'd you think of the whole Chris Sale and what he said?
Now, see, this is very interesting because I like the dissension with the White Sox. If we're starting the year off with there already being a rift in the locker room, that bodes well for us, doesn't it?
That bodes well for your Detroit Tigers. But
the
then
other
again,
thing,
you have a team named your Kansas City Royals, who is, by the way, the defending World Series champions. And of course, I did speak to Kansas City Royals management a couple weeks ago about you.
can you pass me that bucket I set over there? I'm gonna just go ahead and vomit.
I actually, I'll get it for you. But I spoke to
I can do it in your lap. If you want.
spoke to Kansas City Royals management about your royalties to the Kansas City Royals, and
Am I gonna get a check?
I talked to the mascot. I talked to the mascot of him, and he said he's interested on coming to the show and meeting you.
Oh, really?
Yes, he wants to meet you.
Back on Adam LaRoche.
I won't be here that day.
Hey, well,
I'm gonna be sick.
but
all
back
over
on
the
Adam
place.
LaRoche, Ant.
Ian.
This can go one of two ways. A lot of times you don't want a team to have distractions going into a year, during the year. Distractions can be an issue. Or this can be a rallying cry for the team. Hey, we're going to stick up for our guy. We're going to rally around him. We're going to be a cohesive unit despite the noise. And, all that aside, they have made improvements to their roster. Todd Frazier at third base. Brett Lowry at second.
Yep.
Jimmy Rollins at short. And the biggest improvement is behind the dish with Alex Avila.
Yep.
So
So that means, Ian,
yeah.
this is not going to be a distraction, and you're going to have to deal with the Chicago White Sox. Because I'll tell you why right now.
Hey, bring it on. This is a good division.
Here's going to be the division this year. It's going to be the Kansas City Royals 1, Chicago 2, Detroit 3, Minnesota 4, and 5 will be the Cleveland Indians.
What else is new there?
So here is, so that is why I'm saying there's going to be no playoffs for your Detroit Tigers this year, and you're not only going to have a happy face while it's not seeing the Tigers make the playoffs. That's you.
Sometimes I just want to.
And you are going to be royal.
No.
Ian Weatherspoon. I'm going to create for our viewers right now. Ian Weatherspoon, I'm going to do a Twitter following here. Here it is. It's hashtag Ian B. Royal. That is our new that should be a new hashtag for Ian Weatherspoon.
That really doesn't flow
It's
too
Ian
well.
be royal.
I love how Sammy and Ian argue like Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. I love how
Man,
they
who are you? Are you Trump or you Cruz?
You want to?
I'll be Hillary if I have to be.
You want to be Hillary?
Over those two knuckleheads.
Well, you got Donald.
Ugh, I don't like Donald.
Donald's a good influence for you.
Donald,
Good, we're talking politics on a sports show.
True. Back to Tigers. I think you're nuts, and that
I think you both are nuts.
The Central, and who do you got finishing first in the
Who do I
Central?
got finishing first?
Yeah, who do you got finishing first?
To be fair, right now, it's got to be Kansas City right now. Tigers
enough.
are, I would
Fair
say
enough.
Tigers are going to probably be second, maybe Chicago third.
You don't think Chicago's got enough steam to second, maybe even first?
No.
No.
Because I'm
I
saying
think
right,
Adam
it's going
LaRoche
to be a,
is gonna
it's
be
going to be a
distraction.
total. Kansas City's going to win the division by 5 games with Chicago.
Now, let's be honest here. Do you think that their bullpen is going to be lights out like it has been the past years?
Absolutely, because
Why?
Greg Holland's going to come back better
No,
than
he's
ever.
not.
Why?
He's not playing this year.
Why?
He's had Tommy John surgery. He's done. He's out for the year.
Yeah, but Wade Davis coming back, he's going to.
Do you think Wade Davis is going to have a sub-2 ERA
Yeah,
again?
he will have a
You
sub
think
2
so?
ERA.
Truly.
Yes, he will.
I don't.
I think he will.
I don't.
Wade Davis is going to have a nice year.
I think he'll have a nice year.
He'll have a nice year. He'll be beaten. And of course, let's see who the Tigers got as their closer.
K-Rod.
K-Rod's not that good.
K-Rod.
K-Rod is not
Oh,
that
yeah.
good. K-Rod is not that good. And Chicago's
3 up, 3
got,
down, baby.
Chicago's got a guy named David Robinson who's going to close out games.
Yep.
He's going to do very well.
Yep.
And you look at that team, Chicago's the team that's most improved, and the Detroit Tigers are going to fire Brad Ausmus. You just
They could.
watch.
They could. It could be bad.
And then they're going to bring in a guy named Ron Gardenhire.
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Because it's not going to get to that point.
Yeah, it will get to that
No,
point.
it's not gonna get to that point.
It will get to that point.
It's not going to
Yes,
get to that
it
point.
will.
It's not going to get to that
It
point.
will get to that point.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Do you think it's going to get to that point?
It will get to the point. Yes, you're going yes. Yes, yes,
Let me
yes.
speak to my public. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have seen, we've seen a fight occur between two people who are not worthy of your time, aka Kitty Cat Man and Shirley Temple.
You're Shirley Temple?
I'm
Can you
not
dance
Shirley.
like her?
No, you are a cat.
Yeah.
You are dressed in a cat man.
So as we
suit.
watch the
Wait till
hijacking of our
next
smart show, and between two nincompoops who claim that they're better than each other, but they all know deep down that I'm better than both of them. It's the truth. I'm better than both of them.
You can't even say that with a straight face. You can't even say that
You
with a straight
can't say it
face.
with a straight face. Let's go.
No, we're
Yeah,
not going
let's go.
anywhere.
Let's
We're
go.
not going anywhere.
Let's go.
No.
Yeah.
Let's save it for
let's
after.
go, Kansas City fan.
Did you have a call out to do today?
Yeah, let's call it Joe Johnson.
Call him out.
Joe Johnson. Why?
Simple.
Where's our dinner?
Yeah. Where's our dinner?
Joe, where's our dinner?
Yeah. Where is our dinner?
Joe comes in here. Joe Cool comes in here,
Yeah.
and he says, hey, guys, have a great show. I'm going to get dinner. Did he offer to bring us back anything?
No.
He didn't even say, hey, can I get you something for after your show, after your hard, half hour of serious sports talk?
Yeah.
Can I offer you something to eat? Mm-hmm. And you got a problem with that? I got a little problem with that.
I do.
I do.
I thought he was a hospitable, nice, caring, giving man. And he's going to come in here and lick his fingers in front of us after a delicious meal. And we're sitting here starving, nothing. We got nothing.
I know.
Brother. Anyways.
Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Ian, we know you're a Kansas City Royals fan, and I've got the Kansas City Royals mascot on speed dial.
I can't wait for the Pistons to make the playoffs.
Pistons will not make the playoffs.
This guy's going to owe me dinner.
You're gonna buy
I'm going
me
hard.
Dinner. You're gonna buy me dinner.
I'm going hard at
You're
Taco
gonna go
Bell.
hard
Bye
on me?
between Taorminas.
I'm
Bye.
going hard.
Bye.
I'm going hard at
You're
Taco
gonna
Bell.
make the playoffs.
Jason.